It's cloudy, a little gloomy, cold, damp. It's a good way to start the week, right? Morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday. And I'm not joking. That is a great way to start the week. We got like a 1/4 of an inch of rain last night. A little spritzing on Saturday night. I could go for it to be a little warmer. I'm done with the cold. I'm ready for warmth. But I'll take this. Also, because I know what's coming over the next 48 hours. Stop me if you've heard this before. It's going to get windy around here. So the main focus today is going to be on irrigation. So first thing we got to do is check on where we're currently irrigating. You guys ought to recognize this pond from Saturday, huh? Sprinklers made it all the way around, and now it's, I don't know, a third of the way around a second time. Again, we're running it fast. We're just putting on a 1/2 inch. One, because we want to get the whole thing wet. Just give it a drink, even though it's not going to be a substantial drink, just 1/2 inch at a time. But two, we're trying to pack down the tracks because we put a lot of sand in them. Because if you remember, this is the sprinkler that was stuck in February when we hadn't had water in 4 months. No, I'm not bitter at all. Why do you ask? But if you remember, we get our water for 48 hours. So this turned on Saturday afternoon. It shuts off this afternoon. And then it'll go to the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, which a lot of these next ones are turning on this morning. So just a quick refresher, the way our water works, you get your allotted water on your farm for 48 hours, and then your head gate shuts off and it goes to the next one. And the next one, once it gets to the end, goes back to the top. If the weather sucks on your 2 days, well, that's just crap luck. If you want to board off, you can, but that means you're giving up that 48 hours of water. We've had that happen before where we just say, you know what, it ain't worth running, and shut it off, like we did last fall when it was freezing cold for that last run. We boarded a lot of water off and said, you know what, it ain't worth the fight. Tomorrow's gonna really suck. Sounds like we're gonna get a lot of our water turning on tomorrow, and wind gusts are supposed to be over 60. Great fun. So one of the big projects today is to get all of our pivots where we need them for starting water. But for some of them with the really long overhangs like this guy, I think it's 75 feet from that last tower to the end of the machine, you got to be a little careful about wind direction. So that's why I was looking on here. Winds out of the west-southwest tomorrow, occasional gusts over 50 with some ESPN breaking news in the way. Yeah, that'll work because I can get him way over here. Okay. Just trying to think this through so I don't put a pivot in a very compromised position. I do know one thing. I'm about sick of these little field net boxes that we added to these Valley machines. We did this because at the time, field net was much better. Turn this up. Field net was much better telemetry as opposed to Accents. But in the last couple of years, that gap is closed. And there. And the whole reason I'm doing this from the box is because I send the command, it says the command sent, and then nothing ever happens. So I actually had to come down here and start it, which isn't a big deal, but it's really annoying when you're trying to start 20 machines all at once. Well, as much as I do enjoy driving this pickup, and I actually do like that one, it's fun. I want my pickup back. So we're gonna go clean out the seed tender and get it unhooked because we're done with oats. We can never do anything without getting sidetracked. First up, we got a load of silage for Cameron. Well, that took a hell of a lot longer than it should. While I'm sitting there cleaning it out, the bolt broke on the throttle control to where I couldn't slow it down. So it's just running wide open. We go to change out the bolt. Well, hell, that's a random length. 1.5 inches is too short. 2 inches is way too long. So we got a million threads sticking out, but we got to put back together. By we, I mean Bart, because I was still messing with it. He saw it and fixed it. Thank you, Bart. I hate this gravel we have up here. It doesn't pack. It's just squish whenever it gets wet. Aaron about buried the forklift, which sucks because now it's out here and out of propane. And I need it in here so I can position that. Crap. There's more stuff in here. I'm supposed to get the seed tender and that pickup in here. But I don't want to bury this guy because we're going to need him. Damn, rev that truck louder. So I'm going to back him out. And see, the reason I wanted the forklift is because with the forklift I could maneuver that seed tender in this corner real nice and tight and potentially fit the pickup right there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. All right, enough talking. Let's just start moving things, see what happens. And thus concludes today's game of Tetris. Now, if I had a forklift, I would get that, over. I would have moved all these pallets so I could have put the pickup back in the corner because our service truck being buried isn't exactly handy. Oh well. We just closed this in this winter and it's already too small. We already need another one. I think I can convince Tuna of that. And this is what I mean about that stuff being crappy for gravel. Works all right in areas for a little bit here, a little bit there, but anywhere where it's really going to take up a lot of water, it ain't going to work so good. Okay, everyone just kind of split. Them guys just got done processing new calves, barge set in water, parts runs. In the shop though, the swather needs one O-ring and it's done, can be out. That's the parts run. Hector's gonna run and get it. It's out of town, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes away. He's gonna run and get it so we can get that put in, get the swather out, get the forklift backed up against the door so it's ready for tomorrow. We just pulled in chopper number 3, which it's number 3, but it's number 2 to get ready. Because if we wind up dropping a chopper, which I don't know, one day we are, the next day, oh no, we're gonna need all 3, so we don't know what we're doing. Chopper number 2 would be the one that would go. It's the one we've had the longest, it's the oldest. Yeah, it's got the most hours because mine's been cycled through since, so it's got to have the most hours out of the 3. Either way, time to get the next chopper ready. I, on the other hand, though, am running to a hay shed about 4 miles over. Hay truck coming. Time to send another load of bales to Texas. Speaking of the devil, he just weighed empty. And the ditch rider just called with the news that... Sorry, I'm messing up my gum again. The ditch rider just called with the news that we knew was coming. Our biggest lateral, we don't have the most farms on it. I don't know. The ditch around here that carries the most amount of water, the lateral, turns on tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So we get to fight that all freaking day in the wind tomorrow. But the ditch that has the most amount of farms on it doesn't turn on tomorrow. Most amount of our farms. Sorry. This is weird how to say this, sorry. We're turning on some water tomorrow, but it could be worse. That's what I was trying to say. A minute and a half for that one sentence. See? Eventually the hamster catches up to the wheel. There we go. Another 30 bales, Texas bound. Shed's slowly getting empty. I don't know how many of you have ever been around 90 weight oil. Sorry, forgot the gum again. But 90 weight oil is a very thick oil, has a very distinct smell. It smells horrible. I got a little bit on my hand earlier, don't know where. Oh, smells so horrible. Never a doubt. I've had that mower for 10 years. I've never seen mice in it like there was this time. Ugh. I can just wash my hands and face. Ugh. But either way, I got it all cleaned up. Got it in the shed. That'll be a project tomorrow when can't do stuff outside. Change blades, change oil. Maybe just light it on fire. Go get a new one. Now, wind hasn't gotten too horrible, so go spread some poop. So yesterday I got this whole field done. That's kind of my goal, was to see how long it takes to do a quarter circle with the manure right here. About 6 hours. Spread just under 500 ton. A little under 100 ton an hour. I thought that wasn't too bad. But as you can see, we got quite a bit of manure left and we're done here. So I'm gonna start taking it down that lane road there. I still have a quarter circle right there to do. I think there's enough here to do that one. Let's find out together, shall we? So easy peasy. We just leave the pile. Make sure nobody's coming. Yeah, we're good. Little S turn. Oh. Big hole. That'll be nice. And then just follow this to the pivot point. You can see the corn stalks up there. I had to change it up a little bit. If you've never been around these kind of tires in mud, they don't do so good. So basically I was pulling into the pile and it would spin like crazy and I would be able to get about a half a scoop. So I get over here on the dry dirt, kind of working in from the side. It's going a heck of a lot better. Well, got a little over 100 tons spread out. Wind's starting to really pick up and I'm gonna go drive through the cattle still. There's getting to be a lot of manure built up back here. Aaron's on top of things. The oil's already changed. Just gotta do the blades. But I want to show you guys this. This is our chopper number 3, our auction find last year that we stole the chopper with what it cost. I mean, just flat out stole it. I knew it was going to take a little bit of money. Took a little bit more money than we were planning on putting into it to get it up and going, but thank God we had it. This thing paid for itself last year. So, because we did so much to it right before corn, it didn't have a hard season the way mine did. We were real hopeful it was going to be pretty minimum. So far, what they've seen, it's looking that way. Starting in the back here, the blower. So that area back there, there's a series of paddles spinning that throw that silage up and out. The bearings are shot. It's a big job, but it's not the end of the world. So we got to do new blower bearings, but Bart already looked inside. The blower paddles are good, the liners are good, the transition tube liners are good. So essentially bearings and that section is already done. Open this front door back up. So if you guys have, I keep forgetting, there's a lot of you probably don't even know we chop a lot of silage. So all the crop is obviously going through here. This is your metal detector. There's a giant magnet running through there. That will shut this entire machine down if like a piece of wire this long touches it. So you got crop flowing through those 2 rolls, flowing through these 2 rolls, so it's all coming through this gap right here. So there's your top one, bottom one's down there. You got your smooth roll right here that I'm touching with my fingertips. It's on the other side of this scraper. And then your upper rear roll. So all that crop comes through here. Here's your cutter bar. A few dings and dents. Other than that though, it's in pretty good shape. Knives. So these are carbide tipped. Oh, you can kind of see it here. So see this indention right here at the tip of my finger? That is how much knife you have to use. By the time you get to the indention there, you're going to be wearing into your bolt heads and other problems. Another problem they found. So this fan housing right here, let me point the camera up at my hand. This fan housing right here, that is sucking debris off of the screen in front of the radiator there. See that screen? Everything gets pulled through this fan. Well, the bracket's broken. It shouldn't move like that. So that's gonna take a new bracket. I'd like to say that's, you know, random problem, but no, that's like an every year thing. Def tank. Other big problem, well, not problem, we need to switch out the spout, which honestly I don't know if we will or not. And we better get a second one ready for wheat, just because you never know. So we'll probably take that spout off, throw it up top, grab one of the stubbies down low, throw it on for wheat. We need to get new liners for these doors. Deere's awesome plastic. It's not so bueno. But at least these ones, they made them replaceable. See all them rivets? Well, when I say we, Bart and Glenn pulled the wings and the back end off of my chopper one year. Went and got stainless steel mesh and made new ones. Then a month later we traded the machine before we ever used it. Oh, they were pissed. But that's what we got going on in here. And forklift backed up to the door for tomorrow's fun. And FYI, don't leave these Zern headers parked outside. See that chunk over there? And that's supposed to be the back half of the door right here. Oops. We had to replace that door last year, so it's only fitting now it has 2 new doors. Or will. Luckily, that's a common problem. So dealers stock that, otherwise you'd have to wait on that to get direct shipped from Germany, and I don't even want to know what that would cost. Anywho, last but not least are the cattle. They're doing good. Despite Mother Nature trying to kill them with dirt and all kinds of other things, the cattle are looking good. King of the mountain over there. Alright guys, I'm gonna head home. Try and get a little shut-eye. See you bright and early tomorrow. Water at 7.